Hey guys, how you doing today? So we got a scan tool sent to us, so we're going to take a look at this. This is the Launch CRP919C scan tool. So we're going to get it hooked up to the 2016 GMC Sierra. But first, let's take a look at it. We'll take a look at the specs, and we'll see what this scan tool will do. So here's the scanner. It is a touch screen. It's a 7-inch touch screen, but it does have your push button controls too if you want to operate like that. Charge port. This is not a Bluetooth scanner, so you've got a cord that hooks to it. We'll take a look at that. On-off button. Does have a kickstand. Does not have a camera. And to be honest, I've never used any of the cameras on my scan tools. I don't know. If that's something that people use a lot, let me know. Just out of curiosity, I'd like to know how many people use that camera on the back of the scanner. And of course, this is a worldwide scan tool, so it comes with all the adapters you would need for whatever part of the country you're in. And here's the OBD cord for it. And that's what it looks like booted up. It does have a battery voltage specific button. Whenever you're hooked up, it'll show you the battery voltage. So let's get it hooked up to the truck and take a look at this. You know what? I forgot to tell you the specs. So before we hook it up, this is an all-system scan tool, so it'll scan all modules on your car. It is, believe it or not, FCA auto-auth compatible. So if you've got a 2018 or newer Chrysler, Dodge, or Fiat vehicle, this will be able to hook up and scan to it if you register the vehicle on the auto-auth website. That does cost $50 a year. But if you work on a lot of those, or you have your own vehicle that you routinely work on, I think it's worth it. This has 32 resets. It does have auto VIN scan. It is a 7-inch touchscreen, 1.3 gigahertz processor, 6,000 milliamp battery, Android 8.1 operating system. Has 2 gigs of ROM, 32 gigs of RAM. Has 4-in-1 graphing, 2 years free updates. And you can actually pair this up with the Launch TPMS tool and their battery tester. So let's get this thing hooked up to the truck, and we'll get through it real quick. All right, guys. So I do not have it connected to the truck yet. When you connect it, it'll automatically scan the VIN. So let me get it connected here. Just plugged it in. And it just detected the vehicle. It does charge. You'll notice the battery indicator up here. So while the scanner is plugged into the vehicle, it charges the battery in the scanner. So you don't have to connect it to the charger. As long as you use it often enough on a vehicle, it's going to keep the scanner topped off. That is the one nice thing with a lot of corded scan tools, is they'll charge through the cord when they're plugged into the car. It does have a little voltage readout here for the vehicle. I do have the vehicle running, so we're charging at about 14.3, 14.4. Does have a little icon right here, so you can take a snapshot of the screen. So it automatically does a little report for you. Kind of gives you a rundown of everything. And there's all the codes that this truck currently has. There's all the modules. To get into a module, to look at a code on these, if you just tap that, it'll either expand or collapse the code. So you can see where, right now you can't see the code. You just tap it and it will expand that to where you can read the code. So let's just go into, we're going to start off with the engine control module. And I'm not going to do like a walkthrough of all the actuation tests or special functions. We'll get into what special functions this tool has here in a minute. But I will show that this is a bidirectional scanner, and you can do actuation tests depending on what you're connected to. So, of course, you can go into module information, and this will tell you everything about the whatever module that you are connected to. The nice thing about that is if you needed to change a module or know what the part number of a module was, you don't have to actually access the module. You're able to get all your part numbers right here. You've got software part numbers, you got the base part number, the module, and all that. So, of course, read fault code, clear, read data stream. Let's go ahead and do that, and we'll take a look at some graphing. We'll just do engine data. We'll see how the graphing works on this scanner. Graphing is actually kind of an important thing with a scanner. If you're trying to troubleshoot something, especially if it's like an intermittent problem, you want to be able to graph it while you're driving or running the engine or whatever. That way you can see exactly what's going on. I don't know what to pick, really. Let's go down here, and I want something that's going to be able to be moving so that you can see how the graphing works. I'll definitely pick some O2 sensors. And that should do it. So we're going to go ahead and click those. That was 8 different PIDs. So there's the different PIDs that I just selected. And I'm just going to open up one of the graphing deals. It does look like it's got a nice responsive graph going on there. And the reason that's important, I've actually got some older scan tools that the graphing was so laggy and choppy, you never used it because it was just, you couldn't rely on being able to watch it. So what I'm doing here is revving the engine up, by the way. That's the RPM. Let's take a look at a O2 sensor. Nice and responsive. So I like the graphing. Of course, you can combine. Guess we got to select. You know what? Let's select all 4 of the O2s. Let's see how that works. There we go. So you'll have your downstream O2s that will be relatively flat, and then your upstream are the ones that's going to give that pulsation effect. Got your different colors with your description of what the which ones are which. Now I don't know. Let's see if we can open up. Okay, we got to go back one more. Okay, I guess you can only open up one graph at a time. You can record, you got to report, and then you can combine all of them. So let's go out of that. Let's take a look at, of course, you got your freeze frame, which is nice. There's your actuation test. And let's just take a look at the actuation test on, this is the engine control module. And I'll just scroll through it, let you read what you can do. Actuation test is a bidirectional feature of a lot of scan tools to let you actuate certain things. So the starter relay, if you was having starter problems, you could actuate the starter relay, see if it's working. cooling fan. You can do a compression test. What else we have down here? Inspection maintenance system information, event information. I mean, it seems like a pretty nice little scan tool. Let's go into another module. Let's see, what do we want to go into? What do we want to go into? Go into chassis control module. See what all it's got. Oh, trailer brake control system, yeah. This truck's got a trailer brake. So there's the main scan feature of the scanner. Let's go back out of this and let's take a look at some more of this other stuff. Of course, you got your OBD2. That's going to get you into your generic OBD2 menu. Now, the one thing I do like that I've just noticed is it's got the inspection maintenance feature right there on the front screen. The reason that's important is before you take a vehicle in to get it inspected, or if you want to know if it will pass the initial inspection, you want to go into the IM readiness monitors and make sure that that all of them are set. If you see any of these, see where it says completed? That's what you want to see. Now, the ones that's unsupported, like this truck doesn't have air injection system. You don't want to see a red X right there that says not completed. If you see that, then you're not going to pass inspection. Depending on how many, if it's a 2000 or older vehicle, here in the state of Texas, you can have 2 monitors not complete. If it's 2001 or newer, you can only have 1 not complete. And I always check that before I take my vehicle in, just to make sure that all the monitors are either completed or there's only 1 that's not. Because if there's more than if there's 2 or more on any of our vehicles, that's an automatic fail. So that's nice to see that that's there. Now here's all your special, what they call special functions. And I'll just scroll through so that you can kind of read what this scanner's got. And we'll do one here in just a minute, just to make sure that that it will work. Like, we'll do this AC relearn. And what that does is that actuates all your doors and resets all of them to their full open and full close position. This is a GM. And we're just going to do an automatic search. Key is on. Engine's actually running. It did detect the vehicle. This has got the dual zone AC. And there's the actuators learn. It looks like you can also do the what they call the afterblow. You can either turn the afterblow on or off. So right now you're probably not able to hear this, but the air stopped blowing from the face vents where I had it, and now all 3 doors are moving. I can hear them actuating. So whenever it's finished with that, all 3 of the doors, the mode control, the blend air door, and the recirc door. This actually has 4. This is a dual zone, so it's actually got 4 doors that's going to actuators that's going to move and reset. And there we go. Let's see. Yes, we're going to end that. And anyway, yeah, there's all your different bidirectional special functions. Now the battery voltage, we'll take a look at that. Got a nice little graph there that's showing the battery voltage. So if you was having battery issues or whatever, you could monitor that and see what's going on. Other modules, there's your battery tester that will pair to this. Now it does say that the TPMS, their TPMS tool will pair to this. I don't know whenever it does that if it gives another icon, but nonetheless the data does say that it will, you can pair the TPMS tool to it. You got your diagnostic report, diagnostic record, DTC library, DLC locations, feedback, firmware fix. If you take a snapshot with the little icon up here, here's where you're going to find any of those, and then some facts. The mall is probably just going to have all the different software that you can buy for this. I'm not sure. It shows that I'm hooked up to my Wi-Fi. I'm kind of out here far away from the house, so I don't know how good of a signal it's actually got. Okay, so here's some of the software that you can buy. And so right now it's got everything that you're seeing right here. It's actually got installed on the scanner. But if all you wanted, once the 2 years expires, if all you wanted, for instance, was the Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep, you'd pay your $38, and then you'd have another year worth of updates just for Chrysler, Dodge, and Jeep. Or you can go ahead and renew the whole thing, which is probably going to be a better value. That way it'll work on everything. Configuration renewal. And there's the 12-month. It'll update the tool to where it's at right now, where it's got all the software installed on it. You can generally, not showing $226, you can generally find online where that is a cheaper price. Of course, your upgrade button, this is where you'd go to upgrade it. Whenever I first pulled it out of the box, it did have a bunch of software to upgrade. And what you would do, even though it shows everything, you look at the version number. So right here, the actual main software is 12.12. You can look over here and see what the current version is, which is 12.12. So there's no updated software right now for it. And then, of course, your settings. You got your metric or imperial settings, screen capture. You can turn this little, if you watch the little camera icon, you can turn that on or off. Automatic detection on connect, which is, I showed that whenever you first plug it in, it starts scanning. You can turn that on and off. You got your brightness, sound, network, time zone, language. I think it said it has 11 languages. Shows when it expires, which is 2 years from today, or 2 years actually from yesterday. Clean up if you start running out of memory. Your about tells you all about the software and everything. Recovery, I'm not sure when you'd use that. Anyway, nice little scan tool. Seems like it works pretty good. A cost-effective launch scanner, CRP919C. Anyway, you guys take care. We'll see you in the next one.